The Northern Brazoria County Chamber of Commerce is here to help you be as informed as possible for all local elections in this part of our county. Thank, first of all, the Church on Masters Road for opening up this beautiful facility for us. Very last minute, because these runoff elections, they didn't give us a lot of time to get you guys ready. We threw in a 3-day holiday weekend. And so I want to thank very much the staff and volunteers here at the church for opening up this facility available to us so we didn't have to go somewhere down the road outside of Manvel to do this. We could do it in Manvel proper. So we're very thankful to the church and all that they do here and for our community as well. So give them a big round of applause. My name's Kerry Perrin. If you don't know me, I'm the president and CEO of the Northern Brazoria County Chamber. We are the Manvel Chamber of Commerce. And so we're excited to have you guys here, and we're recording this as well. Our goal is to have this video out by tomorrow before I get off work. That's the goal. I can't promise anything. And get this to as many people as possible. As you know, election started today. So you can go vote as soon as you leave and whenever the polls open tomorrow, 7, 8 o'clock. So make sure that you guys are ready. And again, thank you for being the kind of citizen that gets yourself informed. The local election has the most direct impact on the way we live our lives and what happens to our city. So we thank you so much for being the type of citizen that takes this seriously. So do help us by getting on our Facebook page or our YouTube tomorrow and just help share the video with anybody and everybody you can so that they make the best decision they can with their vote. I also would be remiss if I didn't remind you how important it is to shop, eat, play, and support local businesses. That's what a Chamber of Commerce is about. The more you keep your dollars inside this zip code, the more it blesses us all and makes our city a better place for each and every one of us to live. So again, thank you so much for thinking about what impacts our city the most. Thank you for educating yourself, and thank you for being here. The candidates are going to introduce themselves, so I won't do that for them, but I did want to introduce our moderator. Carolyn Waits is the chairperson for our Governmental Relations Committee that we have at the Chamber of Commerce. The Governmental Relations Committee is the committee that helps us put together these forums, but it's a group of local officials and business owners that get together around the table in the chamber offices and just discuss what's going on and what do our citizens and business leaders need the most and need the most help out of from their chamber. So that's what we do, and that's why we try to put on forums like these for our citizens to know exactly who the candidates are on the ballots. She's also a member of the Economic Development Corporation here in Manvel. She's also a member of the Child Welfare Board for the Brazoria County. And she's also on the Brazoria County ESD District 3 Community Engagement Committee. So she's very involved in the community and making it a better place. She also is the executive director of the Alvin Public Library. Please welcome Carolyn Waits.
Good evening. I'm going to go ahead and start out by reading out the rules for the forum. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to make an opening statement regarding their experience, objectives, and platform. Each candidate will be given up to 1 minute to answer each question. No question will be asked that is directed at one particular candidate. All candidates' answers and statements will be timed. The timer will start when the candidate begins to speak. We will signify that you have 30 seconds left for your reply, and then when your time is up, please stop speaking. At 65 seconds, I will move on to the next candidate if you've not begun to finish your thought. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes for closing statement. All rules regarding timing, signage, and enforcement will apply to the closing statement. Candidates are encouraged to use their opening and closing statements wisely. Think of them as a commercial for your candidacy. This is your opportunity to highlight your platform, share your vision, and let attendees know how they can connect with you or learn more about your campaign. After the event, there will be a form to fill out that will help us complete our post-event election guide, which will be shared with the community. Please be sure to fill it out before you leave the forum. Finally, participation in this forum is contingent on each candidate respecting the rules. Time will be strictly enforced. Should a candidate not comply, they will be asked to discontinue their participation in the forum. Okay, we are going to start with introductions, and I'm going to start with Rabina. We'll go first, and you have 2 minutes, and then Garrett will go next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rubina Sproul, and as you know, I'm running for City Council Position 6. I have been I'll start this way. I'm from New York, Long Island. I was there for a good long time. Then I moved to Maryland. While in Maryland, I worked for a congressman. That was my first job. Then I worked for a lobbying firm on K Street, and that was for about 15 years. After that, I moved to Texas. I've been in Texas for 10 years, 9 years in Manvel, Texas. One of the things I have been, since being here, I've been on the Mosaic, which is a nonprofit. I also was on Manvel Economic Development. I've been the president and the vice president of it. I was also on Brazoria County Economic Board, which is called the Alliance. Infrastructure has been one of the things that I've talked about for the past 7 years that I have been on it. And one of the key things, we know that without infrastructure, that will not bring a lot of businesses here. They'll come, but they want to make sure there's already water and everything in the ground. So for me, it's been a passion of mine. The children have been a passion of mine. I also have 4 children and about 7 grandchildren. So I've been very busy in the schools. I am a mud director. I've just been busy putting my hands on whatever the Lord has allowed, because one of the things I do is I love to help, but I love to inform as well. So anytime that I brought things to the board for the EDC, I made sure I would speak to anyone in the governor's office. The Alliance was so helpful for me, and EDC the years that we were on there. We did Big Lauren. I was there for the groundbreaking for many things here. Lately, we also had the signage, which went up for a lot of the businesses. And those that didn't get it, they were able to, in some other way, the city was able to help them. Small businesses then. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafina. Okay, Garrett, you are up next.
Hi, my name is Garrett Rossi Knox. I'm running for City Council Position 6. I just want to start by thanking the church and the chamber for hosting us tonight. It's an honor that you come out today to listen to us. It's an honor to be here. I want to start with a little bit of a story, and those of you that heard it, well, get to hear it again. I'll say that my mom and my grandparents are my inspiration for everything in life, hardest working people. And I remember so many of my young days. I am a young guy, but even when I was younger, my grandfather, he would knock on our door, he would get us up, and we'd go work. And working with him in his fields, planting trees with him, working with him in his business, I learned the value of hard work. I learned the value of good communication, and I learned the value of working together. And so those 3 things I bring with me as I run for city council. And I'm big on be who you are. I promise that when elected, I will be the person that I am sitting here right now and the person that I have always been. Transparency is important. And I'm not going to sit here and claim that me being here is just all me. I am so thankful for the many, many people that have poured into me and into my campaign and helped me get to where I'm trying to go. This is all about giving back. It's a very simple message. We love Manvel. We want to do good things for Manvel. People want better roads. They want better drainage. They want their trees to be protected, historic ones. They want more parks and playgrounds. They want a funded police department that can keep us safe. They want us to be a business-minded community and bring in new businesses, and they want us to lower taxes. And those are things that I believe in, and those are things that I will implement when elected. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Question number 1. Priorities. Name 2 priority issues you wish to address or accomplish for Manvel during your term of office. Garrett, you're going to go first on this one.
I'll start by saying, and Rubina touched on this earlier, infrastructure is really important. We're sitting in infrastructure. When we leave, we get in our cars, we drive on infrastructure. It's very important, and in order for us to be a city on the rise, we've got to have good infrastructure in place. So one priority would be infrastructure. Another priority would be an image. I've spoken about this many times at debates in person. As I walked around town, I talk about an image. We need to develop who we want to be and push that forward. We get to decide. You get to decide who represents you, and it's your voice that we want to hear and we want to push forward. So if you want a community that's green, that has parks and playgrounds and businesses and is safe, we want to bring that image forward and translate it to developers. So we want good infrastructure and we want a good, solid image pushed forward for the future.
All right, same question, Rubina.
As a Manvel City Council candidate, my two priorities are strengthening our infrastructure and improving communication. First, I want to ensure that our roads, drainage systems, and utilities keep up with Manvel's rapid growth. As we know, our motto is City on the Rise, and we are rising very quickly. We want to think forward. We want the infrastructure, which is essential. We want the roads to be safe. We want the kids to be safe. We want the mobility. Second, I'm committed to increasing transparency and building strong relationships between leadership, our police department, and our residents. Because many of our residents that I spoke to as I was block walking, they wanted to know why the city doesn't, those especially that are in the ETJs, their interest was we don't hear too much from the city. They want communication. They would like more town hall meetings. So that is one of the things that.
Thank you. Okay, we're speaking about the vision. So let's see. What is your vision for Manvel's future growth? How would you prepare the city to effectively handle the challenges and opportunities associated with that growth? We'll start with you, Robina.
My vision for Manvel is smart, sustainable growth that preserves we have a small town feel. We know we're growing, and a lot of people want things that have been in Houston, but we could bring them here. We can bring them here on a smaller scale, but still have that small town feel. We're going to have on the 160 acres our town city, and we need to prepare for that. That's why we have to invest more in the roads. One of the things I do know that through the infrastructure we can get grants that are available through the government. That is one of the ways Fort Bend got their infrastructure, is getting a grant for the city, which without any doubt it improved their roads. So I believe the same thing that can happen for us. Thank you.
Garrett?
What is my vision? I think I've been very vocal about what my vision is. You can see all of my signs. I have trees on my signs, and the trees don't represent just trees. It represents a community that grows together, and like I said, pushes that image forward. My vision for Manvel is a town that has parks and playgrounds and all-inclusive playgrounds, a place that is safe, beautiful, and prosperous. I want a place that protects its historic trees. I want a place where we have congregation, we have extracurriculars. I've spoken to voters all over Manvel. I've spoken to voters in Rodeo Palms. I've spoken to voters in Blue Water Lakes. And parks is one of the things that we do a lot. But also people are concerned about safety. Houston's coming this way. I'm not anti-growth, but my vision is for a town that can do growth the right way and not just have it wash over us.
Okay. Well, both candidates have spoken about infrastructure, so we are going to ask a question about it. With ongoing expansion, how will you prioritize infrastructure projects in Manvel, particularly roads, drainage, and utilities, to handle the influx of new residents? Garrett?
infrastructure. We've mentioned it several times. It's very important. We got to have good roads and good drainage. And how do you prioritize that? Well, you prioritize it. You make sure that, and I think another side of the thing is having a cohesive city council. If when you're able to work together, you can get things accomplished. And if we can work together as a cohesive city council, we can put our money where our mouth is on the projects. I have spoken to so many voters in South Manvel and East Manvel. They're concerned about their drainage. They're concerned about their homes flooding. And so let's, as a city council, regardless of who wins, let's put emphasis on doing the right projects so that way people don't have to worry about their homes flooding. They don't have to worry about, a popped tire on a bad road. Put the emphasis on the projects and make it a priority.
Thank you. Rabina, your turn.
Yes. One of the things, again, infrastructure, we all know, we've talked about. One of the things, it's essential. I will focus first on areas with the most urgent needs, where roads, drainage, utilities are already stained or outdated. I'll advocate for data-driven planning. One of the things, strategic plannings, and the city has already done that, actually. We've had the planning done by an outside organization, organization that has been helping us. Also, collaboration. As Garrett said, we have got to work together. We've got to communicate together. That's the only thing. It's not one person. It's all of us together. And we've talked about infrastructure so much that I believe, as we say, no matter who, it's going to get done. Because the rapid growth of our city and more businesses that are coming in, we want to make sure they have the water in the ground, they have everything that they need to get started. Because we've had folks on EDC come before us.
Thank you, Rabina.
You're welcome.
Sorry. All right. Next question is on fiscal responsibility. Rabina, you're going to go first on this one. What specific actions would you take to maintain low local taxes while ensuring a balanced budget and continued essential city services?
I will push for a thorough review of city expenses to eliminate water to ensure every dollar serves a purpose. Also support responsible growth that expands our tax base, bringing in new businesses and development, and contribute revenue without overburdening existing residents. It's also critical without overburdening existing residents. It is also critical to seek grants, partnerships, and alternate funding sources for their key products. My goal is to keep taxes low, maintain high quality services, and ensure our city stays financially healthy through transparency, efficiency, and long-term planning.
Garrett, same question.
Being able to keep taxes low, or rather not raise them, and maintain good city services is the name of the game. And we have to be able to get to a point where that's what we're doing. I have a big heart, and I see neighbors and friends in town that are having a very hard time affording to live here. People come here because they love Manvel, and then they get pushed out because of the growth, and they can't afford to live in this town, and that's a shame. I will do what I can. If elected to this position, I will do what I can to make sure that we don't raise taxes. We need to be able to find a way to keep the services without raising taxes. How do you do that? You've got to have a business mind. The last couple of years, I have been running 2 businesses with my family, and I own my own business. And having a business mind, bringing in those sales tax dollars will allow us to offset the taxes that are being put on our citizens. We've got to put our people first.
All right, our next question, and Garrett, you're going to go first on this one. In what ways would you involve and leverage Manvel's growing business community to assist in city initiatives, projects, or committees?
Another story. Growing up, we always did Christmas parties and Halloween parties and Thanksgiving events. And my mom always taught me, when you see someone standing on the side of, standing on the wall or sitting alone, You go over and talk to them, and you bring them to the table. You be a good host. And it's our job as city council members to be a good host. If there's business community members, church leaders, community leaders that are standing on the wall that don't feel like they have a voice, it is our job to go and get them and bring them in. And how do we do that? Let's have some events. Let's open up City Hall. Let's open up a church. Let's get people together and bring their voices together. I've been very bold about this. I'm lifting people's voices and bringing them to City Hall. We want to hear your concerns. And so if you're standing on the wall, if you're a business owner, you don't feel like you're being listened to, we want to bring you together. We want to bring people together and listen to them because you elect us. You put us in these positions. We use your tax dollars to do all sorts of things. And so we want your input.
All right, Robina, same question.
Yes, I believe local businesses should have a seat at the table. I'd involve them to serve on advocacy committees, contribute to city planning, and collaborate on events that benefit the community. Public-private partnerships can also support infrastructure and job growth. When we include businesses in city initiatives, we foster mutual investment in Manville's success and create a thriving local economy that works for everyone.
Thank you. All right, Robina, you're going to go first on the next question. We're going to discuss workforce and employment. How would you address the need for a skilled workforce in Manvel, and what role should the city play in collaborating with schools, businesses, and training programs?
First, excuse me, I think the city should play an important part. One of the things about the workforce, we have J.B. Hensler, which is right behind us. And a lot of the high schools right now, they have a lot of the students attended. And those are for trade, beauty school, businesses, welding, things like that. And the city plays a big part in all of that. And it's for a skilled workforce for our cities. We have strong partnerships with those local businesses. And one of the things I talked with the chef over at J.B. Hensler, and I talked to him about, are you engaging the community, the students who work there to have jobs here? And he said, well, they didn't even know we were here. And I found that surprising because I had approached him about over in Iowa Colony. Some of the students I know had worked there. And he said that that is one of the things he's bringing back, getting out there, showing their culinary skills. But one thing I do know, our businesses, we have small enough businesses that we take.
So, Garrett, same question.
Okay. I think, well, I know that it's our job as city council members to deliver for you solid employees. You elect us, you put us in these positions. I'll speak to my own business experience. You can ask any of our customers. We've been doing business for 51 years. This is the 51st year. They love us. They know that we're good with communication, and when they have a problem, we take care of it. As far as the city goes, you want a good workplace environment. And so it's not just about benefits and pay. It's very important, and we need to make sure that we're staying on par with those things. But a good workplace environment is also important. So I'll just keep it simple.
Thank you. Garrett, you're going to answer the next one first. Manvel continues to experience significant growth, impacting city staff. How will you ensure the city attracts and retains quality employees?
I'll give a little shout out to the administration that we elected a few years ago. They've done an excellent job at raising the benefits, raising the pay, and they've done a good job about creating a good workplace environment. That's how we have a good retention rate now. You can ask any of our current city council members or city manager and our staff. We have a much better retention rate than we did prior to 2023. And so I would like to be a city council member that continues that. We need to look at the data and we need to make sure that we're staying on par with other cities. We don't want to lose people to other cities, but we also want to make Manvel a special place where you want to work. And the benefits and pay is also a nice thing too. So we need to make sure we're just staying up with other cities and doing a good job and being there for our employees, patting them on the back, telling them you're doing a good job. We want you and we need you, and you're an integral part of our city.
All right, Rodita, same question.
As Manvel continues to grow, it is critical that we support our city staff to keep everything running, to attract and retain quality employees. I would have advocate for competitive salaries, strong benefits, and a healthy um, team that works together. I also believe in providing clear and career development opportunities and regular training so employees can grow with the city. I know for a fact that our city staff, it has grown. Things have changed, but most importantly, they work together. Our mayor, the council members, and the city staff. That is one thing. No, not again, I will emphasize not one person, it's collaboration between all of them. Just like any organization, when staff feel appreciated, supported, and heard, they stay committed. Investing in our workforce means investing in the quality of service our residents rely on every day.
Okay, next question is going to go to Robina first. Name 2 recommendations that Manvel should implement to improve the quality of life for its senior citizens.
Well, one of the things I know as someone who is a senior citizen, I know we need a place, a recreation place for the seniors. We don't have that in Manvel. We have them in the cities around us. And I recommend 2 initiatives. First, we should create a dedicated senior center wanting to expand programs that offer social recreation and wellness activities, helping our seniors stay together. We need transportation. That is one of the things we don't need. And I do know a gentleman that had presented for city council a couple of times. He came to EDC as well. He has a business, a transportation business, and he wanted to make sure that seniors, vets, and pretty much anybody, but his main concern was seniors, get to where they need to go because our seniors have laid the foundation of this city, and it's a responsibility to ensure that they can age with dignity, independence, and support.
All right, Garrett, same question.
So correct me if I'm wrong, we do have in our 160-acre development, all eyes are on that development. We do have plans for a senior center, which is excellent. And then the city also recently paired with an organization, I'm not sure of the name, and they are taking people to and from their appointments. And so I just want to say, I want to shout out to our city council for moving forward with these types of initiatives. If elected, I will continue to work towards this. We want to make sure that that city center comes to fruition in the 160-acre development, and also that we continue to grow and expand our collaboration with these types of organizations, because as the city grows, we will also have more senior citizens. And so we need to make sure that we give back to them. Senior citizens are the backbone of our society. They offer us wisdom and advice, and they know the hard times because they've lived through it, and they can tell us where we've been and help us to know where we're going.
Okay, we have our final question for our questions. Garrett, you're going to go first. What specific issue distinguishes your candidacy from your opponent in this runoff, and how would you approach it differently?
Interesting question. I don't think I need to make a distinction. We're both people. We both stepped up to run for this position, and I just think that's an amazing thing. We need more people to step up. I'll just talk
for the last 5 years that they have been involved with. For me, it's important that I serve my city, the city that I'm in, wherever I am. I've gotten involved, put my hands, on it, doing it, and loving what I do. From the children, volunteering, being a crossing guard. I never thought I would do that, but I did. I got to know the parents. I got to know the schools. I worked with Alvin, school system. And for me, running means a lot. And I just want to thank everyone that has come, everyone that has supported me, because it has meant a lot to me. It's been a journey. This time I got ill behind it, but to me, it didn't stop me from going, coming, or doing anything for this city. So I do love Manvel. And for me, I'm adding to it because not one person can do anything alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Garrett, 2 minutes.
in conclusion, I just want to say it's an honor to be here. To all of those people that supported me in the May 3rd election a couple weeks ago, I just want to say thank you. And I hope that you'll come out and vote again in round two. But I want to speak directly to all those people that didn't vote for me. You're still a part of the city, and if elected, I will represent you. And I want to earn your vote. I'm not sitting here because I deserve your vote. I'm not here because I really just want to earn your vote. I don't deserve your vote just because I'm running for office. I don't expect your vote. I need to earn your vote. And so please reach out on social media. Give me a call, give me a text, give me a Facebook message. I would love to have coffee with you and talk about the issues. I've spoken about this since day one. We want to lift people's voices and bring them to City Hall. And I'll quote the late great Dan Davis. He said something that resonated with me a few years ago. He said, "Don't let people discount you because of your age." And, I am on the younger side, but I don't let that hold me back. I get out there, I do the work. We've knocked on over 2,000 doors. I'm endorsed by half of city council. I'm endorsed by the police department. You don't get those things unless you go out and work for them. You make those connections and you immerse yourself in the people. And so I'm so honored that so many people have poured into my campaign. It's not about me. I don't really care who runs. It really didn't matter who ran, honestly. I am doing this because I love Manvel and I want to give back. And so I just hope that you will come out to vote. You can vote until 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. through the rest of the week. You can vote on Saturday, next Monday or Tuesday, or on June 7th is Election Day. I'd love to talk to you. Come out and say hi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to thank both of our candidates for coming tonight and sharing your opinions. I want to thank the local chamber for setting this up, and I want to thank all of y'all for coming in and being here to witness this and listen to so you can make an informed choice. Thank you.